the XC60 project here today, and I put a poll on my Instagram asking if you guys wanted weekly build updates, and I think it was like 97% said yes, and then 3% said no. So this is going to be my weekly build update. These updates are going to just kind of try to update you guys on like what parts I'm waiting for, what's going on, if I ordered anything, if anything happens or like doesn't feel right with the car that week or whatever, stuff like that. Trying to just like keep you in line with the build, because this is an interesting build, I think. So right now we're at the Wash King, which is like the #1 car wash in Calgary, I think it is. And we're just gonna wash the car because it is disgusting, and it is disgusting out, and so that means the car is disgusting. So there is the car. It is really disgusting. So we're just gonna wash it, and then I have parts to pick up at Valentine Volvo, and then we're gonna take those parts and take them to Powder Works so that they can be powder coated. It's like nuts and bolts and brackets. I'll show you after. And then I might have my custom engine mount to pick up. So that's gonna be exciting. So that's what we got going on today. Car is washed, it's all nice and shiny and clean. Now we just gotta go pay, and then I'm gonna go pick up the bits at Volvo, and then off to powder coating we go. We're here at Valentine Volvo, and I just picked up the final pieces that I need for powder coating. And so these bolts, and actually I'll just show you the entire box. So in here there's a bunch of like brackets and more brackets and bolts and more bolts, and all of these are meant for when you do an engine mount, or the engine pad, the upper torque mount, the lower torque rod, and the rear engine mount. That kind of, I can't tell if it like is transmission related or engine related. It's kind of in the rear, in like the lower part. These are all like bolts and plates and brackets that you take off and you remove when you like replace those. And then I have a custom, the rear guy, the one, I don't know if it does engine or transmission, I have a custom one that's being made. As far as I know, I'm the only one to have done something like that with that specific engine mount. But so that one's being made, so when that one's done, I'm gonna send that to go get powder coated as well. Then I have the IPD upper torque mount that I need that to replace the old torque mount. I have a lower torque rod, that's the OEM one. I'm just gonna keep it OEM, because if you look at the mount, there's a lot of rubber. It's like a rectangle of rubber, and then there's a hole in the middle. When I get back to my garage, I'll show you what it looks like. But these bolts and these plates, I'm gonna get the plates and brackets done in like the closest thing to Polestar blue, and then all the bolts to the closest thing to that Swedish yellow color. And the custom mount I've made, I'm just gonna get that in Polestar blue. I know you don't necessarily see these like unless you're really looking, but I mean, it's kind of the small things that make it cool. So now we're gonna go off to Powder Works and get these. The guy at the Epic Rod and Customs is where I got the custom engine mount made. I highly recommend their work. He said it won't be ready until tomorrow, and then so I'm gonna go tomorrow and send that one to Powder Works as well. Off to Powder Works we go. We were at Powder Works. This guy's actually great. He did the free giveaway for a free set of powder, or free powder coating for a set of wheels in like January, and he powder coated my wheels and they turned out great. So we're gonna go drop these off, and then we're gonna get them powder coated. So we just dropped off the brackets and bolts at Powder Works. The brackets will be done in blue, the closest thing they have to Polestar blue, which is Playboy blue, and the bolts and nuts and washers will be done in the closest thing they have to the yellow, which is called Sunshine Yellow. So he said the turnaround time for that is about 2 weeks, and then the engine mount will be done tomorrow, and I'll drop that off here, and then I have some other news. So I'm back at home. This is for a project I'm going to try to do this weekend. We're going to try installing the snap turbo hoses on this weekend, and then that way probably around the end of March, when the manifold gets installed and they do the entirely custom stage 2 tune, I won't have to go back and do a revision with the snap hoses. So for engine mounts, so this is the engine pad I was talking about. So I don't know, it either goes this way, and then there's a plate, one of those brackets goes on here, and then the battery tray and all that goes on top. I don't think it goes this way, I think it goes this way. And then this is the other rubber one, which I didn't want to do anything with because there's a lot of rubber in it. This is the lower torque rod. I'm like 90% certain it goes this way. It really would be this way in the car. But obviously when we get under there and we take a look, we'll see how it goes on. But yeah, so that's about it for this week. Tomorrow the manifold is supposed to ship, and I'm going to drop that off at Powderworks to get ceramic coated, and then finishing a shifter for carbon fiber shifter for another XC60 guy. I'm redoing my carbon fiber shifter because I wanted to change it up a little bit. And then tomorrow the engine mount, the custom one, should be ready to pick up. So I'm gonna pick that up tomorrow and give it to Powderworks, and they're going to do that in Playboy blue, because my eventual plan for the XC60 is to do all the bracket type stuff in blue and all the bolts in yellow. But yeah, that's the first weekly update on the XC60 build. Shout out to KT Full Performance for sponsoring that build. Shout out to Mark 5 Automotive for just being a great automotive shop in Calgary. I take all the cars there. They're so awesome. They're so knowledgeable. Their staff is really nice. They welcome you right when you enter there. They're very, that's an amazing shop, and I can't see taking my cars anywhere else. But yeah, that's the first weekly update. Thanks for watching. My plan for these updates is going to be on Fridays. Every Friday there'll be a new weekly update posted. But yeah, so thank you. And if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, I guess. This is the XC60 project. Thanks.